going to have, I want to just jump to a quick slide here. Building the decision-making unit inside an organization is very, very important. And I'm going to talk about when you get inside an organization, you're going to be dealing with stakeholders, and these stakeholders have different responsibilities, different motivations, and different purchasing criteria. So if you're selling a product to somebody in operations, all they care about is feature function. How does this offering make their job better, faster, cheaper? They're looking directly at your product. However, when you show the same product to somebody in management, they're not looking at the product and they don't care about the feature or functions. They care about whether the capabilities of that product satisfy strategic objectives like faster time to market or higher yield or open up new markets, right? They're looking at the strategic initiative shadow that your product casts on the wall from the management's perspective. Similarly, if you show that same product to some at IT, they don't care about the strategy and they don't care about the features. They're looking straight through it and they're looking at the IT shadow your product casts on the wall. Is this thing compatible with our standards? Does it have any implications to security or my resources? And the same thing with the C-level organization. Is this a top priority? They don't care about the IT. They don't care about operations. They don't care about management. The C-level person, they trust their team to vet your product from their own responsibilities and purchasing criteria. That's how a team purchasing decision is made. Always assume that any one of these people can veto your purchase. Bill, do you have a comment?
Yeah, I was just going to ask another question if I can, and then pass you on to Brock because I'm going to need to hop off. But
yeah.
So the question is, and this is a long one, and I apologize, but it's I think a worthwhile one. So, would it be worth startups to consider thorough approaches to building complex sales systems like Gartner's B2B buyer's journey, even when they're in their early stages? Or should they strictly stick to a lean approach and think simple at the early stages and leave those complex approaches to sales experts when the time comes, especially for the efficient or for the sake of efficient use of time, since the need of such complex sales processes would put additional weight on the shoulders of the founders? And I'm going to couple to that another question, which is any book recommendations you have on enterprise B2B sales. So they're kind of coupling those two together because I think they fit well.
All right, so the first one, thank you, Bill. First question is easy. Do not go out there and spend money or time figuring out a complex sales system. Get an Excel spreadsheet and name the columns, right? You do not want to invest your time, your mind share, figuring out how to use another tool. In most cases, a lot of these tools are way overbuilt. They're like, they're 10 pounds of meat in a 100-pound can, okay? And you're going to spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out those things that are useful to you. So my recommendation is get out an Excel spreadsheet. The rows are your prospects, and the columns are the things that you care about, like what stage are they at, when did you first contact them, who's the primary person, a 2 or 3 sentence note, when's the last time you spoke with them, what's the next step, right? That's really just focus on the basic things that you need to know. Spend your time out there with people in the marketplace. Use a very simple Excel spreadsheet to manage your sales pipeline, and don't invest all your time and mind share in a sophisticated sales tool. That comes much later when you're involved in team sales. When you transition from founder sales to team sales, that's when you need to consider transitioning from a simple single user tool to a more sophisticated tool. So I hope that answers your question. Second question was about a book. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. Believe it or not, I've never read a sales book in my life, so I can't recommend any. These are just notes from my own personal experience, mostly from failure through 4 startups in my career. These are just my notes I'm sharing with you. So unfortunately, I can't share any sales books with you because I've never read one. I think that answers both your questions, Bill, and I think you need to move on.
Yes.